everybody, welcome back to Rachel and Bella Crafts. Rachel here, I hope you're all well. So today I think we're actually up to day number 9 for our 100-day challenge. Oh my gosh, it seems to be flying by already. It's a bit of a scary way actually to kind of tick the months down. But what you will need today is a piece of paper or cardstock, just something as a base. And it needs to be the right size for you to fit onto a page, because we're going to make a pocket out of scraps for you to obviously pop into your journals. You could use it as something to pop happy mail in, I suppose, but you might want it ideally that it could fit in this. Obviously, don't start with anything too large unless you're just going to have it as a feature. But okay, so I'm just going to use, I've just folded a page in half. I'm just going to glue this together actually, so it's not flapping about, because that'll get on my whip, and it'll make my base unstable. Okay, that'll do, just to kind of, here we are. Now I've got a nice thick base there now, and basically we're going to start off by collaging the back piece, because this is going to be our base. So I've got some scraps here with me, a nice little variation, basically just things that I've started cutting out that are on my desk. Yeah, so there's no hard and fast rules about collaging. You literally just do whatever you like, whatever makes you happy, and then we'll see what shapes we managed to come out with from that, which is always an interesting, I always find it fascinating, because every time I do collaging with my scraps, you end up with a completely different effect. Do you know what I mean? So sometimes I do it and I end up with long strips, sometimes I do it and I end up with little squares. I think the important thing to remember is there are no hard and fast rules, and it's a case of it'll go as it comes, or rather it'll come as it goes. I don't know, which way does that actually go? I'm not sure. I hope you're all having a lovely day. It is actually a really nice day here today in Wales. The sun is out, and we don't have any rain at the moment, although Dad did mention on the phone earlier the threat of snow. I don't think so. There's no snow on my weather forecast. So if it does come in, I will be very surprised, and I will be the first to say I was wrong, but I don't even have snow. I hope we don't. I know some of you guys have had snow. There's been snow quite a few different places, hasn't there, today? So I really hope we don't. I just want it to warm up now. I'm ready for spring now. Are you ready for spring? It's been a long, 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 long winter, and I don't think it's helped all the talk of, you know, cost of living and heating prices, because I think even when we're not cold, we just feel like we're cold because we're talking about being cold. So got to think warm, you see. That's what my other half always says to me, think warm and you'll be warm. And then I say, yeah, okay, I'm going to put the heating on anyway. No, it usually says that when I'm walking the dogs and I'm shivering. Okay, so I've taken some bits and pieces here off the, as you just saw, I take them off. I always do a title page with my kits, and I like to use the bottom bits then, if I can, for collage or whatever. But that's why I try to put the images in there in a specific way so that you can reuse them, and that they have a bit of interest. So obviously I can only do that to a certain point, because I can't distort the image, otherwise it won't fit. But I think these will be quite handy in our collage. So let's get these on here now then. Oh, I don't want that bit there. Take that off there. Right. Rachel, that's enough paper tearing. It's going to be getting on everybody's nerves. Okay, so let's get these down. I'm going to simply, again, try really hard not to overthink this, because this is just the base and most of it wouldn't be seen. I think I'll put that in the centre there. Is that in the middle? No, but it doesn't really matter. Don't overthink it. I thought that said procrastinating on there then. I was going to say, what? Even my papers are telling me off. But it doesn't. I think it's something in Latin, actually. Or maybe just me being paranoid. Yeah, that's probably what it is. No, that's slightly short there now. Let's pop that one there, shall we? Does she fit? Yes, she does. She's such a little cutie, this little mouse. Don't be afraid to have bits hanging over the edge, because we can always trim around those afterwards. The main thing is just to put yourself a little collagey base. Like I say, something that's just, you know, a bit interesting to the eye underneath your actual pocket. There we go. So you're all keeping up very well with the 100-day challenge. I'm really impressed with all the posts that have been posted up like everywhere. Everywhere I look, there's 100 days wrap. It's like, wow, people are watching and taking part. This is great. Facebook group is absolutely awash with all your work, which is wonderful. That reminds me as well, we've got to do a draw after for a kit, because I did say in my that if people were working with our kits and posting pictures, you'll go in a weekly draw to win a kit. And there's some new ones coming out now, so we'll have a pick there then of some different ones if you like. I might go and do that straight after I do this video, because I'll forget otherwise, because I'm out for tea tonight. Very late birthday treat. We were a bit busy last week, so we decided to go today. Plus it's discount night, which is always helpful. Like, yeah, let's go use our coupon. We don't have coupons here, we have voucher codes. We don't even have paper coupons anymore, do we? It's voucher codes. So there's some I object to, but others that come into my inbox, I'm like, I don't know why I own that. But yeah, actually that's a really useful one. I will use that. Okay, let's pop these numbers in this one, I think. So as you can see, there's literally no rhyme or reason to the way in which I'm putting these down. It's just a really nice, straightforward bit of collage. And pop that one on there, I think, shall we? I'm hoping this is going to be really simple and easy. Oh, I meant to say at the beginning, sorry. I had it in my head. I'm saying it over and over and over before I turn the video on, and then as soon as the video goes on, my mind goes blank. This project today has been inspired by Bar Paper Lover, is the name of her social network name. So she's on Instagram. She's got a YouTube channel. Her name is Barbara. She's actually recently been mentioned on Margaret's channel. Seven Plaza mentioned her. I don't know if you saw that lovely vintage, what was it, like a notebook file folder thing that she did either yesterday or before. That was lovely. But it was inspired by some happy mail that she'd received from this lady called Barbara, who I'm sure she said was also in the Netherlands. But she's got an amazing Instagram page. You must go and check her page. I will obviously be linking down below. But she did this project last month, and it caught my eye back then, and then I was going through reels then this morning, just woken up, usual thing, and then it came up and I was like, oh, that's brilliant, I'd forgotten about that. So we start with a collage base. So we've done that now, okay? Here's my collage base. Then the next thing we're going to do now is make the pocket formations. Now the pocket formations are made by using basically little scrappy bits, and we're going to make like a tie pocket. That sounds really complex, but it's really not. It's very, very simple. So I've got a selection here of examples of thick papers that you might like to use for the base of these clasps. That's what we're going to call them, clasps. So if you've got some thick music paper, some Edith Holden book page would probably be ideal, and I'm going to try with 2 of those. I'm going to do two this side and 2 that way. Also, you know, large, thick book pages like this. These would be ideal as well, okay? So basically, how I think she did it, because obviously I haven't seen her make it, I've just seen the picture of what she made. I'm going to kind of go with, let's start with this size maybe. Now basically what she does is she's stuck them down onto the page like so, folded them like this, so they've got a hinge on them. And then, oh actually it's probably longer than that. Don't worry, I'm going to be collaging over this now, so let's make all the mistakes before we collage, yeah? And then they will fold in, actually paper that is a bit big, to the centre, and we will put string around them. So yeah, they don't need to be quite that large actually. I think we could get away with them being a bit smaller. But that then, so we'll have 2 that side and we'll have 2 the other side. quite fun working out how people do things, don't you think? And then we're going to put eyelets in them and do little ties. But we need to make these little clasp things first. So let me get some extra papers to go on those. Okay, so I've got 4 pieces here ready now. Oh, I missed a bit there. There you go. So I've cut them down. Well, I haven't cut them down, torn them down to make them a bit more, what's the word I'm looking for? In proportion. And these are going to be the clamps, look. They're going to sit like that. But before I do that, I'm just going to collage over the top just so that they look a bit more, you know, in keeping with my theme. Maybe? Is that the way? Does that make sense to say it like that? Right. So will that go on there? Yes. But you want it to be kind of, you know, you want that rough, torn look. We don't want any straight edges here. It's going to look really out of place otherwise. And I suggest that you ink if you have ink to ink with, just because it kind of lends itself to that. There we are. You don't have to overdo it. It doesn't got to be like, you know, grubby, but just so that you've got a little bit of definition there. Actually, might fit better on that one. Yeah. So do you see? We don't want to completely cover the pattern on the top because I want to be able to see some of that, and obviously you'll see the Edith Holden. Oh yeah, make sure you ink the insides as well, because you will see that when you open up the pocket. Well, actually you'll probably see that most of the time because if there's something in the pocket, it will sit up slightly. So let me just trim that bit there a second. There we go. Right, so let's stick that down. Now this is a nice project if you're not looking for something with perfection, because this does not require any perfection at all. It's just, you know, just making some blobby shapes with our collage in, using our scraps. This little birdie told me this morning that the scraps are starting to build. So she said, can we have a scrap? Actually, Steph requested. So if you don't like today's project, blame Steph. I'm only joking. No, but Steph did ask on behalf of you all, could we have a project, Rach, using our scraps because they're starting to build up? So I was like, yes, of course. So I hope this will suffice for you, my lady. There we are. Hence why I said your collaging, it doesn't matter. See now how cute that looks on there? Right, I'm going to quickly do the other 3 and then we'll move on. Okay, so I have now covered each of my little tabs. We call them tabs, yeah? Is that what we're calling them? I don't know, I can't remember what I said 5 minutes ago now, because I've been off covering these things and I've forgotten what I called them. Clamps? I think we call them tabs, shall we? Right, there we go. So that's how they will look. But before we stick them down, we need to put our little eyelets in, okay? And I think I ought to I should have done that, sorry, before I put the camera back on. Just want ink around there, because it's going to look funny otherwise, isn't it? Having ink on the tabs, clamps, whatever we're going to call them, and not having ink on my collage. So let's just pop that in there a second. Sorry, all I seem to have done is shown you me tearing paper and inking today. And I know that's not what you tune in to see, so I do apologise. But sometimes you just need to be reminded to put those steps in. So if I never show you that, you're going to never think you might need to ink, yeah. And I know when I first started out, I had no clue what people were inking for. So it's always good to just show some of you what you're doing. So let's pop that by there. And then let's do a little thing straight away. There we go. And now after watching Shona from Fraps and Scraps video, I am constantly questioning now whether I've got that on the right setting. So I need to check on that and then pop that in there. Because I'll be honest with you, Shona, I haven't changed mine since I had it. It's just used on whatever's on. So I need to perhaps read the instructions a bit on that. And let's pop that one in there like so. And clamp down. And then do the same with this one. And make a hole there. And then pop that in there. Oop, go on, in you go. That's it. Down. And then last but by no means least, this one here. Is that in the middle? Yeah. There we are. Just take that bit off there. And then pop that bit in there like that. There we go. Okay, now we're ready to stick them down onto the page. So I'm going to use my Tombow, I think, for this, because I want a good, you know, good steady stick, if that makes sense. I have a nice solid, I don't want it moving around. So let's pop that one on there. In the center. There we are. Very nice, very nice. And then this one here. I don't know why I line it up and then pick it up and put glue on it. I should line it up after I've put the glue on it. Right, I just want to make sure that my eyelets are on opposing corners, as we should say. There we go. Get sticky fingers now. Right, here we are. And then this one, I don't know what it is with me and glue. It doesn't matter how hard I try not to get covered in it, I still end up getting covered in it. Always. Pop that one there. Here we are. And then this one here. There. Oh, I'm quite pleased with how this has turned out, actually. Oh, Barbara, you are a clever lady. Oops. I love when somebody just inspires your head and you just straight away say, oh, yes, let's try that. I had no idea if it would turn out looking as good as hers did. So I hope it does. Because like I say, I've watched her little reel and I was like, ooh. Mind, I have to be honest, the package that she lifts out of there kind of also caught my eye initially. I was like, ooh, what's all those goodies she's got in there? But the way she opened this up, I was like, ah, oh, that is ingenious. I like it. I like it. There we go. Right. So, let that dry just for a second. In the meantime, we will go on and get our string. Now, the only problem I've got now is I've used blue and I've used pink, and I can't decide what string to use. It's all according really what I'm going to put in there, I suppose. I think I might go with the blue. What do you think? Because I think the pink is going to get lost against all the pink, whereas the blue kind of will jump out a bit then, won't it? Obviously, you can do this with string. You can use whatever, you know. So we're going to go through there and up through there. Oops. Now I just need to make sure, because I'll twist it in the centre then, and then we'll come up through those and then we'll do a bow. So I think I'm going to need a little bit more than that. Because there's nothing worse than doing something like this and then ending up short, is there? So that'll then come up through those holes, come back out, and then I'll have to do a bow. Will I have enough? Yes, I think that'll be ample. That's a little bit more just for look. Okay. Right. So string. So watch how I'm doing this now. Are you watching carefully? So I've popped it through there. Okay. And I'm going to take my two ends and swap them, and then go north to south with them. Like a parcel tie, you know, if you were putting a bow over a parcel. What do you call it? String on a parcel. And then pop that one through there. And then through there. There we go. And then tie them up. And there we have our cute little pocket. I could probably cut that a bit shorter actually. But then I'll wait and see. Let's pop something in there. Oh, I really like that. That's brilliant. So imagine that now on a page. You've just made yourself a pocket now out of, well, scraps, basically. Okay, I found something now, finally, to test my pocket. So I'm going to pop that in there. And then we'll put it pulls tight in the action of you doing that, you see. I wonder if it might be an idea to put a bit of washi tape on those, because if they keep getting pulled out, well, not like I'm going to be in and out of this pocket much, mind you. It's not like I'm keeping my wallet or my loose change in there, is it? We tend to put things in and leave them be, don't we? There we go. So you can see what I was saying about the background. It doesn't matter terribly what you use for collaging or even your style of collaging. You're not going to see a lot of the collage, but I would just make sure that the papers that you use do kind of go with, you know, what's going on up here, because then it'll all gel quite nicely. Not happy with that bow. What's going on there, do you suppose? Let's try that again, shall we? Because it's the bow that's going to make it. So you could do this in a grungy style, like Barbara did, and use just twine or string, you know. Obviously I'm using my Pretty Baker's twine because I'm working with these colours, but you can use anything. You could do it with ribbon if it fits your theme. Right, I'm just going to trim that down because it's a bit long. There we go. And there we have it. Oh, I don't like that bow. Right, well, that was a nice, simple, straightforward one, wasn't it? Trying to keep it simple for you today, guys, because I know you're trying to catch up, so I don't want to make them long and drawn out and too involved. But I think that's a really cool pocket. And we've used up some scraps. Yay! 2 ticks. Excellent. Have a great day, guys. I will be back with you tomorrow. Oh, can I just ask a favour? If you enjoyed the video today, would you mind leaving me a like and a comment, just to keep the channel bumping up? Otherwise, the videos kind of disappear into the depths of YouTube with all the other millions and millions of videos. So thank you ever so much. See you all soon. Bye now.